Hare Krishna. So Krishna has described very nicely the different qualities and work of a Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya and Shudra. And after that he also told us that how nicely a person can have a proper mood while doing those activities and eventually attain perfection. Now someone might have this desire, I belong to this Varna, but then that Varna looks good. So I'm thinking that I'll reject this Varna activities and I'll do the activities of that Varna. Is it allowed? And Krishna is answering in Shloka number 47. Let's see that. Shreyan swadharmo vigunaha paradharmat svanushthitat swabhava niyatam karma kurvan napnoti kilbisham. So here Krishna is saying, Shreyan swadharmaha, it is better to engage in one's own occupation. Vigunaha, even though one may perform it imperfectly. Paradharmat su anushthitat, than to accept another's occupation and perform it perfectly. Swabhava niyatam karma kurvan, duties prescribed according to one's nature, napnoti kilbisham, are never affected by sinful reaction. So when the question is, though activities of that Varna is looking good, can I do those activities, Krishna? And Krishna is saying, no, you cannot. That's what is the answer that is given in this Shloka. Let's understand the Shloka in a much more deeper way, so that we can correct ourselves if we are doing this activity of comparing and copying. So let's see this. Now firstly, we understand that these four Varnas, Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya and Shudra, all four of them, they have acquired a particular type of nature from past life. That's how they have got certain inclination in this life. So it is thoroughly understood and it is told very clearly here that one shouldn't imitate others' duties. Now see, here it is said, a Shudra who is there, he might think, how nice it would be if I can become a Brahmana. But the fact is, a Shudra who is there in the mode of ignorance cannot imitate a Brahmana in the mode of goodness. The natures will not match. So here it is said, a man who is by nature attracted to the kind of work done by Shudras should not artificially claim to be a Brahmana, although he may have been born into a Brahmana family. In this way, one should work according to his nature. Unfortunately now, the thing is that if I am born in a Brahmana family and I have the 2 rupees thread which I have put across my body, I am also a Brahmana. But then, if the person has acquired the nature of a Shudra and he has an inclination to work like a Shudra, he cannot imitate a Brahmana, his life will be miserable. Here comes that word, job dissatisfaction. How does a person become dissatisfied with whatever job he is doing? Because his job is not matching with his nature. Simple. We cannot do some activity which is popular and it is not matching with our nature. It will not work. We will always remain dissatisfied. That's how now it is happening. Everyone wants to get into one narrow professional course. For example, engineering. Everyone wants to do engineering and become an IT professional. But then my nature might not match. My nature might not match. I might be meant to do something else. So when I'm meant to do something else, my nature is meant to do something else, but I'm doing something else, what will happen? Simple, job dissatisfaction. This is how practical Bhagavad-gita is. See, it's making it very clear. Very, very clear. So here it's very clearly mentioned that there is no job higher or smaller, higher or lower. When we do any activity for the service of the Lord, when we do any occupational duty that is meant for us as a service to the Lord, that is really great. It cannot be lower or higher. Now see, when it comes to Kshatriya, it is given here. For a Kshatriya, there's many abominable things. Like for example, he has to kill the enemies. Second, he has to be diplomatic at times. Now a Kshatriya will say, oh, what is this killing? What is diplomacy? Better I act like a Brahmana. Now when it comes to Vaishya also, there are some things which a Vaishya does. Now we might have seen people who are doing business. So when a customer comes to the shop, so they'll say, see, I'm giving you this product because you are a very important customer of mine and I'm not taking any profit. Now the fact is that if he's not taking any profit, then how will he remain as a businessman? He has to take profit. So what is he doing? He's lying. Now here, according to Bhagavad-gita, according to the nature that is mentioned of a Vaishya, he has to lie at times. He has to remain as a businessman. So now a Vaishya might think, a businessman might think, what am I doing? I'm lying. Better I give up this activity. And what will I do? I'll take up the activity of a Brahmana. So now here, qualification of Brahmana is given. What is that? The occupational duty of a Brahmana is certainly in the mode of goodness, but if a person is not by nature in the mode of goodness, he should not imitate the occupational duty of a Brahmana. So he shouldn't. His life will be miserable. So here it is said, whether one is a Kshatriya, a Vaishya or a Shudra, doesn't matter if he serves by his work the Supreme Personality of Godhead. This understanding should be very clear. This understanding should be very clear that it doesn't matter what work I am doing, but if I am doing it for the Lord, that is enough. It becomes perfect. Because Lord will not distinguish, saying, okay, he's doing a Shudra activity, he's doing a Brahmana activity. A Brahmana worshipping in the temple and a Shudra cleaning the temple floor, they both are same for the Lord because both are doing service. Very simple. So why this entire discussion is happening? Because Arjuna had made a point. Krishna, I'll give up everything. I don't want to fight. Then what will you do? I'll go to forest and become a renunciant. I'll beg. Now to satisfy Arjuna, Krishna is speaking all this. Arey bhai, you're a Kshatriya. You cannot do activity of a Brahmana of becoming a renunciant and going out and begging. You'll go to forest and there if someone does not give you alms, there if someone disobeys you, you'll kill that person because you're a Kshatriya. So in the garb of a Brahmana, you'll kill another person and that is much more abominable. So here it is said, Arjuna was a Kshatriya, he was hesitating to fight the other party, but if such fighting is performed for the sake of Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, there need be no fear of degradation. Because Arjuna had this fear, sins will overcome me, I'll get degraded, but here it's very clear that one will not get degraded if he is doing his own occupational duty. Finally, the last line, last paragraph, it says, every man should work for the purpose of Yajna or for Vishnu, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Anything done for personal sense gratification is a cause of bondage. The conclusion is that everyone should be engaged according to the particular mode of nature he has acquired, and he should decide to work only to serve the supreme cause of the Supreme Lord. So if we work for the Lord, we are free from all reactions of the work. If we do anything for our sense gratification, then we will be bound. This is a simple understanding that is there. So we as devotees should mold our life in such a way that from morning till evening, we are doing something or the other for the service of the Lord. This is the crux that is given in this particular shloka. If somehow we can imbibe this mood, that every activity of mine is meant for the service of the Lord, and literally if we can do that, then we'll be free. We'll be free from all the reactions. We'll be free from the bondage. So this cannot happen in one night. So this needs practice. What sort of practice? Some exclusive time should be given for the service of the Lord. Like for example, chanting 16 rounds. The 2 hours are needed for chanting 16 rounds of Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Those 2 hours we should keep it separate. Exclusive 2 hours for chanting. Exclusive time for hearing Krishna Katha, that is Bhagavad-gita and Srimad Bhagavatam. Exclusive time for reading Srimad Bhagavad-gita, Srimad Bhagavatam. exclusive time for doing some service. Whenever we have time, say on the weekends, coming together and doing some service with the devotees, going out and preaching the message by giving the Bhagavad-gita, by distributing books, by preaching to them about the Mahamantra, inviting them to our ISKCON centers. So these different activities needs exclusive time. So in a day, to start with, if we can invest some 2 to 3 hours, and on the weekends if we can invest some more time. So like this, when we are investing exclusive time, what will happen? We'll develop taste. Because we're giving exclusive time to Krishna, and in reciprocation, Krishna has to give us something back. And what will He give us? He'll give us the taste in devotional service. And once we get taste in devotional service, then it is very simple. Entire day we can do devotional service, even when seemingly externally we might be doing some material duties. So what is missing in our life is not time. It's not about time. I don't have time. Time is less. What we are missing in our life is taste. Taste in devotional service. So when we give exclusive time to Krishna and pray to Krishna that, Krishna, please give me taste in the holy name. Please give me taste in your katha, that is Bhagavad-gita and Srimad Bhagavatam. Please give me taste in your service. Krishna will surely grant us that benediction of taste in these different activities. And once we have taste in devotional service, then we'll be unstoppable. No one can stop us. We'll be doing our material duties, but our mood and absorption will be in devotional service. That is perfection. That is perfection. So in this way, Krishna has answered, saying, why you want to do others' duty? Do your duty. Even if it's imperfect, even if it has faults, no problem. But keep doing your duty. But it should be done as a service to the Lord. Now in this way, Krishna has mentioned this concept. And now he is going to give one analogy to understand this concept in a much better way. So let's see this analogy in next video. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna.